What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for keeping me afloat on everything that's going on with Bronny James and him taking his white girlfriend to the prom. And then obviously Umar Johnson, we did a live stream about that, his reaction to it. But we never deep dived into Shannon Sharpe the way that I think that we need to deep dive into what Shannon Sharpe talks about and Bronny James taking a white girlfriend to the prom. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you guys, and then we're gonna get right into it. And then we're gonna break down exactly what Shannon Sharpe is talking about.
I've always been a big supporter of LeBron. There's some craziness going on right now online aimed at Bronny Jr.
Apparently, they ran into him at
people are criticizing
People
landing from the airport.
People would rather you be miserable with someone of your own race than you be in love with someone of a different race. It is so utterly ridiculous.
I think Shannon is wrong there, but I don't think that his intentions are wrong. I think that people would rather you be miserable than you to be happy with somebody that's from a different race. Let me say that one more time. I think that people, some of these people, especially the people on Black Twitter, would rather you be miserable. Not miserable with somebody of your own race. They just want you to be miserable because they are miserable. I think that that's the one thing that he could have left out of that statement that would have made it even more true than what it already is. But let me continue. He said people would rather you be miserable with somebody of your own race and somebody that, than to be happy with somebody that look differently than you. I think it's a little bit different.
I read the comments. Yeah. People need to get a life. Let that man be
What
happy.
is Shannon doing in the comments?
I get it. But if that's not what brings him joy, if that's not what brings him happiness, who are you to tell him who he should be with because it's not of his race?
You know the interesting thing about that though? Let's break that down for a minute. Because proximity, I believe proximity also influences what your preferences are because everything we do is a learned behavior. Now, there's some people that will dispute that, right? There's people that will say, well, no, it doesn't matter about proximity. You still have an obligation. Bro, you're talking about a 17, 18, 19-year-old kid that's taking a girl to prom. Think about that for a minute. A 17, 18, 19-year-old kid that's taking a woman or a girl to prom. And then they want to heap and throw LeBron James into the mix by saying that, and again, think about it. This is LeBron James, married his high school sweetheart, rode with her, and she raised his kids. Savannah James is obviously, in my opinion, one of the most phenomenal women of all time and her ability to really hold down her man that's taken over the world. And we sitting here criticizing LeBron James because of his son taking a girl that does not look like how everybody else want her to look like to prom. What happened to all of this? You should be able to do what you want to do with who you want to do it with. What happened to the LGBT community advocating for you to be able to do what you want to do with who you want to do it with? But no, we still stuck on stupid talking about race when all of us are mutts anyway. But let me go ahead and continue what Shannon was talking about.
The people,
That's right.
Our people, man,
I
sometimes
feel you, Shannon. I'm
I get so
frustrated
sick of
too.
them sometimes because it's ridiculous. Let the man be happy. That's your problem. You went with someone because they're black. That don't make you happy, but because society says, we should be with our own race, that's what you're willing to do.
Because I see more people complaining about the women within their own race. And it's not just black people, because you already know. I rock with people based off of good character, not necessarily just based off of the color of their skin. I see more people within their own races complaining about women, and it's not just black people. I see white people. I see, contrary to popular belief, people send me clips from all over. I see clips from white men complaining. White men are the ones that created MGTOW, if I'm not mistaken. Men going their own way. I see men across the board complaining about family court, men across the board complaining about women that they're in close proximity to. Usually crime, marriage, everything happens with people that you are in close proximity to, and most people are around people that look like them, and so as a result, those are the ones that they complain about the most.
No, I'm going to be with who makes me happy.
Talk to
Damn
him,
what
Shannon.
y'all say. Y'all live y'all life, I'm going to live my life.
Yep.
What is it costing you? You don't have to feed Bronny. Bronny doesn't live with you.
Yep.
You don't have to see Bronny.
Facts.
People get so concerned with everybody else's life that they don't have they don't live their life because you worried about somebody else's life.
Well, it's easier for somebody else to live your life because their life is not interesting. It's not that they're trying to live somebody else's life. It is that their life is so trash that they don't have any other choice but to live vicariously through other people. And so what happens is they start to put their own expectations in which they in most instances aren't even living, because as indicated in my live stream earlier today, we seen that people are not actually living the thing that they're holding other people to certain standards, including Umar Johnson, including different panelists. So it's easier to have concern and vitriol for other people versus getting the beam out of your own eye. I want to see you living it first before you start to hold other people accountable.
Yeah. I'm like, what is it? I mean, I was reading it and I was like, oh man, they're a cute couple. Bronny looks so happy. Oh, this and that.
Yeah.
I'm like, people.
Almost. You think it could have ruined his night, man?
No.
I hope not.
He probably didn't see it until later.
Yeah.
We see everything. Everybody sees everything. Everybody knows everything. Everybody reads the comments, just like Shannon Sharpe, and he's a big celebrity and a YouTuber and First Take and all of that. Everybody reads everything. Trust me, I'm sure he's seeing it. I'm sure he was getting tweets and his friends was letting him know immediately. I'm sure.
But it shouldn't ruin this night because Bronny can't live his life for someone else. He has to live for him. And
Facts,
far
I
too many
agree.
people live their life for other people.
Yeah.
Social media has done it. Social media is great because it's your own platform. It's your own radio show. It's your own TV show.
Yeah.
You can be your host.
It's a gift and a curse.
You
I
can
agree.
be a professional at
I
everything.
agree.
But it's forced people to live their lives for other people.
I agree. It's a gift and a curse, and ultimately we have to be careful with what we consume, especially as content creators and people that, I mean, because if you have a platform and if you have a significant amount of people watching your content, you then become an influencer. And so we as influencers then start to have a lot of people reacting to us, similar to how I'm reacting to Shannon Sharpe. Anything you say, especially that goes against the grain, is ultimately going to be the thing that they have on a highlight board or a highlight reel to indicate how I don't agree with this, and so on and so forth. And that's cool. We're not worried about that. But the thing you do need to be worried about is telling the truth. Because what I realized, long term, the truth always prevail. Not my truth, not your truth. The truth is that you can't have it both ways, society. You can't say people should be able to talk to who they want to talk to when it's convenient for you or when it fits your narrative. But then when you start to look at other people doing it, then we want to hold them accountable. We can't do that. We can't do that because there's plenty of people that don't have a problem with men talking to men and getting married to men. If that's what you want to do and that's the laws of the land, then we rock with it. Same thing with women. People can literally identify as who they want to identify as, regardless of what their biological nature is. You can be whatever you want to be, but you can't date who you want to date. Let's not even go there. You can't take to prom who you want to take to prom. That makes sense? That aligns? It's so many other things that people need to be worried about as far as fixing within their own households and communities before they start taking LeBron James's son, Bronny James, and bringing him to the front of the congregation over, might I add, the girl wound up being really, really cute, over whether or not he rocking with or he want to take a specific chick to prom. You don't know who that is. That could have been his best friend. Could have been his you know what I'm saying, a family, friend's homegirl. It could have been anybody, but you don't know what you don't know. And the only thing you care about is what you think you know, which is nothing. I love to get you guys comments. Make sure you subscribe to the Patreon. We're doing phenomenal things in there. We got an upcoming Zoom call of part 4, building a business. That link is in the description. Shout out to Tej Hanley, Uncomplicated Skincare for Men. And if you want to kick it with me personally, make sure that you book a personal call and email me, Anton Daniels 413@gmail.com, and we're going to get you popping and set up. Get the beam out of your own eye before you start talking about everybody else. I want to hear your comments. I want to hear your thoughts. Make sure you let me know. Subscribe, hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Peace.